Dr. Fedoroff, it's been a pleasure having you here so far.
It's been a delight to be here, actually.
Likewise. Well, why don't we start by talking about, in a couple of years, the AAAS meeting is coming to Vancouver. This is going to be one of several times that it's been outside of the United States. So what are some of the ideas and opportunities that you think that will arise from this meeting being in Vancouver?
Well, I think it's tremendously exciting, and I'm delighted to be president of AAAS when it is outside of the country, because I think it's a tremendous opportunity to make it a truly international meeting. Something that it's been hard to do as long as it's in the U.S. and focused around U.S. scientists. So my overall focus will be on making it truly international, but beyond that, the theme is flattening the world. That is, how do we use scientific researchers, university professors, more engaged, and students at all levels, more engaged in helping the countries that are less advanced in their scientific endeavors integrate better, collaborate better. We have the technology to do this, but there are lots of human things that need to happen. There's different languages, there are different preparation levels, there are different local needs, and all of that is part of what I hope we will address at this meeting.
Okay. Picking up on the theme of international issues and collaboration, this is something that you discussed in your talk when you discussed about agri-science for a hotter and drier world. What do you think are some of the human challenges for scientists in that issue in particular?
The human challenges on the issue of preparing for the impact of climate change on agriculture are truly at the interface between science and society, because scientists have invented a whole array of molecular techniques for modifying plants, and we have a huge antipathy toward those techniques in the public perception, fueled by organizations that really have taken it as their mission to stop that kind of technology. And the problem is that once fear is associated with something, even though there's no evidence of negative impact, nonetheless that fear is very persistent and has been hugely influential in determining the policy of countries. So for example, Europe, the European Union, various European countries, there isn't a scientific committee that says there's any problem. There's no negative impact on human health, no deleterious impact on the environment. In fact, if anything, the evidence is that it's positive for the environment and so forth. And yet, because it is in the politics, and politicians must respond to what people feel and think, there's been a complete barrier to actually using it, and active hostility. So there are lots of cases. This has happened in the U.S., but more in Europe, where organized groups have actually gone and destroyed even very positive research efforts to create plants that are disease resistant, that are better for agriculture, that decrease the use of chemicals and so forth. That's a really big problem.
So you delivered this message to this conference, and I think you developed a solid reputation in delivering a similar message elsewhere. How do you feel like this message is received within the scientific community you addressed and without? So from the public's perspective, which you touched on a little bit, but also within the scientific community.
Well, I'm not alone in delivering this message. Virtually every colleague, plant scientist I know, is out there delivering that message, equally effectively or ineffectively, depending on how you look at it.
Okay.
So it's not about information, it's about human psychology. We're belief-based creatures, and once we make up our minds, we see that in ourselves. Something that we don't know too much about. We grab a little information, we put together a position, and we're stuck with that. So this is really in the realm of neurobiology and social science.
Okay.
And it's historically, we've seen that over and over and over again, but we've gotten to a place in the evolution of human culture where it could be a matter of life or death, whether it's in agricultural productivity or in our ability to do something about the amount of carbon dioxide we're pouring into the atmosphere. Can we change? Can we modify our behaviors? I don't know.
Okay. Let me ask you one last one. You are the incoming president of the AAAS. What's something that you're looking forward to most about taking up this position? Challenges aside, what's something that you look forward to the most?
Oh, it's a lovely bully pulpit. It's such a wonderful organization. It's lovely to showcase it, to talk about it, to be part of it. It's just nice. It is a very positive organization. It's actually quite small, but with a big reach. It's until I served on the board about 10 years ago, I didn't know all the things it did.
Yeah.
You're a fellow of the AAAS,
right.
And so you have a little bit more insight than most people into what it does. But everything it does is positive. And it's, just in expanding its engagement with people around the world is something that I'm really looking forward to.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for participating here, for taking a few minutes to talk to us, and we look forward to seeing you in 2012.
Thank you.
Okay.